Hi guys, Seymour here from MAGFAST for our weekly update for April the 14th. It's a Good Friday, Easter Friday. Thank you for joining us. It's going to be quick this week because, as you can see, I'm not in the studio. I'm not in the office today like many of you. Actually, Amy and I are on the road traveling to visit with family, and the team are off visiting their families as well. So I hope you're enjoying a little bit of downtime this weekend as well. And I wanted to just give you an update. The key thing that's happened this week, I spent 4 or 5 hours yesterday with Damien Krauser, who is our beloved partner at P3. We call him our manufacturer. We call his team our manufacturing team. And so you've got Damien he's the principal of P3. Sean Herzinger is the chief engineer at P3, and they're kind of part of our extended team. Sean is in China and visiting Taiwan about a week from now, considering different factory options and so on. Now that we know that we've got to go, and Damien and I were talking over a lot of the details of how we're going to do this. And Damien raised something which I want to tell you about, because it's a different way of thinking about the development. You remember the next stage over the next few months is some sort of final development before making the tools. Apologies for the road traffic behind us. And traditionally, what happens for crowdfunding campaigns is they get a manufacturer, and that final development piece can be quite expensive. And so what happens is it's given to the crowdfunder for free. And notice free, because nothing in this world is free when you get teams of engineers doing expensive work. So it's given to them for free. But then it winds up being loaded into the cost of the goods. And this doesn't affect you, because you've paid. But in terms of as a company, and this company is here thanks to you, so I want to make sure you understand the dynamics. The company then pays more for the products, because that original cost of manufacturing is built in. And a bit like a few years ago, when you had a cell phone and you're paying an extra $20 a month, but the $20 would carry on long after you'd finished paying for the cell phone. This can wind up happening. So you kind of perpetually have more expensive manufacturing because of the development costs. And Damien's suggesting that even though it puts a bit of kind of cash pressure up front, that we actually pay cash for the development rather than getting it for free, because that will then allow us to more flexibility in negotiation on manufacturing costs when we get to the stage, a few months down the line when we're manufacturing. And there's also we fully own all of the development, because again, this kind of trick that you'd never know about unless you've been involved in a crowdfunding is that typically the development work isn't owned by the company, by the crowdfunder, until way down the line when enough units have been purchased and shipped for the ownership to transfer. So I just wanted to tell you about that. It's not a decision we've made at the moment. The other thing that would be beneficial about doing this is when you're actually paying for something rather than it being, and again, say, free. You actually get to control the process. You can say it needs to be done by this time, and so it should help us to keep a much tighter control over timelines and so on, and just keep a tighter thing on it. And once the development is done, of course, you've already seen like the consumer part of the design, what we call the industrial design, the customer experience, the internals. We're talking about the final design for manufacturing on the internals, the finals on the electronics and so on. And the outside is already set and perfect. That design for manufacturing is incredibly important for the long-term quality. So once that is done and it's in place, that's the sort of defining part of the quality. So by paying in full for that rather than getting it, as I keep on saying air quotes, for free, because nothing is free, but by paying for it in full, we get to control it more carefully, and that's the piece that's going to define the long-term quality. And we should be able to get it done more quickly, and have tighter control over quality and speed. So I just wanted to let you know about that. No decision's been taken yet. I'd love to hear your comments and your thoughts in response to that. As usual, hello@magfast.com. Hello@magfast.com. If you particularly want us to answer a question during one of these weekly sessions, then highlight it in that. But we'd love to have your feedback on any question, any topic at all. This week I'd love to hear your feedback on Damien's suggestion about how we proceed. The work will be done, but wouldn't it be nice if it was done like a little bit even quicker than the timetable that we had suggested. Thank you. Have a wonderful Easter holiday. Whether or not you celebrate Easter, I hope you have a great holiday weekend, and we look forward to seeing you next Friday.